I've had that feeling numerous times in my career where it's, I'm like, I know this is what's going to happen. I know this is going to go in. I know I'm going to hit a great shot. And then you try to figure out, and even in practice sessions, I'll be struggling with my swing, and then I'll hit one and it's like, yes, I've got it. Mm-hmm. But I would turn around to my coach, Michael, and be like, why did I know I was going to hit a good shot there? Like, I just knew. So it's a feeling, it's a sense, but again, I think it's there's a lot of what we do on the golf course that is subconscious. So like, yeah, have I delved in hypnosis and tried to like tap into my subconscious brain? Yes, I have. I've tried to do all these things because everyone is so good out there, and how can you get that little edge on people? So, and I've won way more golf tournaments with my mind than I have with my physical ability. Yeah. And I think that's why Tiger is probably, and Jack are probably the two best ever, is because their minds were just so much better than everyone else's. And yeah, it's hard. You don't want to be evaluating your thoughts while you're going either, because that's not a good thing. But I think, I don't know the answer to why you step over a 60-footer and you're going to hole it and it goes in. But I just know that whenever it does happen, it's a really cool feeling.
It's an amazing feeling. Yeah. It's crazy, man, because you study that the body is electrical and we have an aura, or there's a energy field around us. And I feel like the answer that I kind of go towards is that your positivity, if you will, your space that you can get into when those things do happen, it gives you a higher percentage that it's going to happen. But as I said earlier, we don't believe there is another outcome. So it's like, how do we tap into the universe? How do we tap into whatever the law of attraction? Yeah.
And think about how many variables on a 60-foot putt.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So many variables.
Spike marks, wind.
Yeah. Anything.
The way the cup is cut.
Yeah. So
it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And reaching that flow state that you talk about, I'm sure there's places that you felt it outside of the game of golf too. Yeah. We talked a lot about, meditation and, different areas of your life that you can try to get into flow states. For me, for each of us, you're a pilot. I'm learning how to fly right now, surfing. There's all these different things that when you're in the moment, you're reaching that flow state. But is there other things that you do outside of the game of golf that always bring you into that flow state?
Yeah, there are certain so juggling. Juggling's one of the best things to get into a flow state, because you're not, so it's all from things that I've been told, it's all to do with the gray matter in your brain. And juggling is one of those things where you sort of have to concentrate on it, but you sort of don't. So I could be here with 3 balls and look you in the eyes and juggle, and keep a conversation. It's a bit like driving. Yeah. You can be talking to someone on the phone in the car, and you'll be your conscious brain is talking to that person. Yeah. Subconsciously, you're just going where you need to go. And how many times have you ended up at your destination and being like, I forgot how I got here almost when you're talking to someone in the car. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So again, it's that, I think like psychology is very much like conscious thought, conscious mind. But then you've got neurology and dabbled in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and that's all very much subconscious based. So sort of trying to decipher between the two, and how do you, because the stories we tell ourselves too, so the conscious brain can very much affect subconsciously what's going on. For sure. Without our knowledge of it even.
Why did you start juggling? Was one of your trainers, one of your trainers?
Yeah, one of my trainers said, juggling is a really good thing for your mind. And then I've went from juggling to, I have these, I've got these 8-sided balls. Mm-hmm. So I'll have 2 and I'll throw them on the floor, and you never know where they're going to go. It's just reaction, and you're sort of trying to look at a spot on the floor, and then you're trying to, you're trying to see where they go in your peripheral vision rather than actually looking for them. So it's just a way of, again, it's trying to get into one of those flow states.
Do you do them both at the same time?
Yeah.
And there's
Which is great, you know.
What are those called?
The cue balls.
Cue balls.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get those.
Yeah, they're like green and yellow.
I love little things like that.
Yeah.
Who's your trainer that, was it specific to fitness or mental?
A little bit of both. So I work with a guy named Ro Sharma, who is absolutely amazing. He's done work with Navy SEALs. He's done work with other athletes, and I've worked with him since 2018, and you know, I've gotten faster, I've gotten stronger, I've not been injured.
That's key.
That's like the key.
Yeah.
And I think I've become more resilient in my body and in my mind. And not, you know, I don't necessarily work with Hero once the mental stuff, but I think he understands enough of it to throw things in that he think will help me.
Where's the inspiration come for you? I mean, is it this curiosity as more of a human to learn these new things, or is it always come back to golf and that you're trying to get better in the game of golf, or is it more at the human level that you're just trying to improve as a person, or your curiosities?
Yeah, so I think it's on a human level for me more so
that's what
than
I'm
a
reading
golfer.
as you're talking about this.
I wasn't a great student, so I feel like I missed out. Like I didn't even finish high school, didn't go to college, didn't care about school that much. And as I've gotten older, I think it's an itch that I never scratched, basically. Yeah. So I think that's really what has turned me into this sort of curious person that wants to learn about different things. And I think as well, there's certain, I guess, passions that I have, whether it be health, wellness, and sort of more of the holistic side of that, and the seeing, you know, honestly, what a terrible job the whole medical industry does in terms of illnesses and autoimmunity and all sorts of stuff. So like that to me is something that is just a passion, and I like learning, and I love listening to podcasts, and I probably listen to too much of them, but it's something that I'm passionate about, and I want to learn about. So yeah, it's definitely at a more human level rather than a golf level. Like,
yeah,
sort of. I think I could probably not practice as much as I do and still be okay and get by at golf. So it's just more, yeah, like you still want to make sure you do the adequate amount and make sure you're doing the right things. But yeah, I guess I just want to try to be a more well-rounded.
It's fun to learn about your passions, though. It's fun to learn about things that you actually want to learn about. Like the first time I ever felt that was in college, and I was a business economics major, which was just because it had the most electives, basically, so I could play more golf.
Yeah.
But I took ground school because Oklahoma State had their own airport there. Yep. And once I started that, I was like, oh, damn, all right, I actually want to study this now. And I know what you mean. Like it's fun to take your mind off your job, golf, and learn other things.